Love and Marriage Huntsville star Martell Holt is facing a domestic violence charge for harassing communications. He was booked into the Madison County Jail today around 4 this afternoon and has since been released. Justin, we've received an exclusive statement from Holt's co-star Marceau Scott. He says, quote, "I've heard the unfortunate news and my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved in this terrible situation. Of course, we will keep you updated as this story develops."
I don't fuck with broke men. I break out in halves, you know. Shit.
All right, welcome kings and queens. Today we are talking Martell Holt. Martell has been arrested, or he was arrested on yesterday. You guys, I'm pretty sure you're all aware that Martell was arrested on yesterday and he was booked on January 9th, 2024 at 4:02 p.m. He was released at 7:01 p.m. on the same day. My question to you all, how did we get here? When it comes to all things Love and Marriage Huntsville, how did we get here? My grandmother used to say, if you stop it here, it won't get there. And unfortunately, I have to say this. I have to keep it real. Unfortunately, in my opinion, you bear some responsibility in this. You've had multiple opportunities to reel Martell Holt in, and for some reason, I don't know if it's because of his aesthetics. I don't know if it's because I don't know, to be honest with you, because I'm somewhat baffled on some of the ways that OWN Network has operated when it comes to people of color. Hell, if we think about the crew, the cast and the crew for the color purple, right? Not having access to food, not having access to secure transportation and security detail, having to ask for the bare necessities. So I don't know what type of operation OWN Networks runs when it comes to people of color, but they have dropped the ball over and over and over again. And at this point, OWN, you're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to make them fast, because it seems like there's been quite a few missteps, not only when it comes to Martell Holt, but also when it comes to some of your other projects. When we think about the likes of a Taraji P. Henson that have come out and say, listen, we needed our own dressing rooms. They had us like squeezed in this one confined space and we were all sharing the same room. We needed our own space to really go into character. Right? And I'm just starting to wonder, when it comes to Black people, do you just not care? Do all rules, policies, and procedures and HR guidelines, the HR handbook, does it just go out the freaking door? Because I know Oprah, when it came to the cast for The Color Purple, Oprah handed it off and said, well, that wasn't me. That was it Warner Brothers? I think she said. And please correct me if I'm wrong. It don't matter. Oprah, you're on a press tour with them. And the fact that they even have to ask is embarrassing. The fact that we've had to ask over and over again for you guys to intercede and intervene before shit really hit the fan. OWN, what are you doing? Y'all, let's talk about it. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. Martell was charged with domestic violence, third, harassing communications, y'all. It's by way of communications. Let's clear the air. If you pause and read, you can eliminate the fact that people are saying he must have hit somebody. He didn't. It says communications. Okay? That does not absolve him from the responsibility of being held accountable for his actions. But just because a fist was not thrown doesn't make it any better. Because sometimes creating mental anguish in somebody is even worse than physical. Because at least if you hit me, that's over with. But the fact that you could have something on me and threaten to pull the trigger, and I don't mean by way of a GUN, and threaten to ruin my reputation That causes mental angst, that causes mental anxiety, and that's against the law in Huntsville, Alabama. Hence, the reason we see that he was booked and he was charged with the misdemeanor crime. Now, let's pause. Do you feel like if a man and a woman, because right now we really don't know, we're guessing. I'm guessing it's directly related to the revenge P. That's my guess. I could be completely wrong. But when it says by way of communications, there's a process of elimination that you have to use when we're thinking logically. Now, my question to you as an audience is that enough for you to want a woman to be protected? Idle threats, threats of leaking a tape, threats of making up something. Because keep in mind, if this is directly related to revenge P, if it is, it would not have been true based on what the mistress shared. Loose lips sink ships. See, we would not have known about this to be able to correlate and piece together details had the mistress not opened her mouth. So let's just pause there. Still does not absolve him from the responsibility or put the action in place. But according to his mistress and what we heard her say, firsthand account, which cannot be disputed, this woman said, you hear her voice on tape, that Martell Holt planned and plotted revenge against his ex-wife, and she was a part of it. And what he wanted to do was to release an intimate tape between he and his ex-wife, and he wanted to edit it and revise it to make it appear to be his wife was caught in the act with another man, when all along it was not another man, it was Martell. We would not have known that had his mistress not brought it to the internet. And not only did she bring it to the internet, just as a reminder, she took it to Twitter. She made verbal threats by way of communication, and she threatened to start naming names and showing proof. Ariane Curry, if you haven't already, baby, you should be shaking in your boots because you went on record. And even though you deleted it, it still exists in the cloud. So my question to you as an audience, if and when this happens to a woman, whether it's true or not, in this case it's not true, but they were willing to destroy this woman's reputation just because she and Martell got a divorce, okay? If it's not true, or if it's true, is that enough to bring justice? I'll wait. I'll wait. This is a lot. This could have been avoided a long time ago. Like my grandma said, if you would have stopped it there, it wouldn't have gotten here. Okay? It would not have gotten here. And I blame a few people. I blame the network. I blame the mistress. I blame Martell. Carlos, you got to say something. It's out. It's public record. And it's directly associated with your brand. You have to say something. Own, you have to say something. Now, if I were Melody, I wouldn't say anything. That's a lot. At some point, we have to leave people to their own demise. This is Martell's mess that he created. Martell and his mistress created this mess. And I wouldn't be shocked if there's a warrant out for her arrest and if she's next to be arrested. Ariane Curry, you've made a huge mistake. And as a mother of two, you had enough time to clean up your act, disconnect, and really repent and get yourself in a good headspace and operate like a decent citizen and a mother. If you couldn't do it for yourself, like I said in many, many reviews, do it for your children. But yet you chose to carry on. So come what may, you literally put your hand in the air and volunteered to break the law. You're on tape. You're on audio. You were heard offering to send the tape to a blogger. You say, you want to see it? I'll send it to you. You also are on tape sharing that you transmitted this video to your family members. You said my sister them seen it. Girl, my family saw that shit. You said all that. Was it worth it? Is it worth it? That's my first question to you. I don't care how many PR teams you hire, no one can clean up what you went on record to say. I don't care if he did or did not put his hands on somebody, Martell's PR team. The fact of the matter is he broke a law. He broke a law when it comes to harassment by communication. Nobody gets a right to create mental anguish in anybody by threatening to release something on you if you do not relinquish control to them of whatever it is that they see, want, or need you to do or to do. Okay. And I know his PR team has come out and say, I can guarantee you he did not put his hands on anybody. No, he did not in a physical, but the mental is just as devastating. Number one. Number two, his mistress played a huge part in this. And my question to you, did her mouth cause him to get locked up? Or is it a combination of both? Because she couldn't have opened her mouth had he not set the plan in motion. But girl, you talk too much. We've been trying to tell you that. And you tormented that lady for years and years and years. And you refused to stop. And every time you opened your mouth, you went on record about her. You've become obsessed to the point that it's going to cost you something within the legal system. Okay. Y'all, that's loftiness. To think that you can continue to behave away and act away and nothing can happen to you. That you can continue to break the law, harass folks, and nothing can happen to you. Own network, cut the cord immediately. You need to cut the cord with Martell Holt because he and his mistress have been Tasmanian devils to the network, the brand, and the efforts of the television show. I don't care how nice his suits are. I don't care how handsome you feel that he may be. He is detrimental to the future of the show. There is no need to have Martell Holt on the show. It's a slap in the face to the female viewing audience. It's a slap in the face to what Oprah has built. Period, point blank. You have to cut the cord because otherwise it's giving Black women a big fat F you. We don't care about you. So, did you record Melody without her knowing? Was she aware that you recorded her?
If I have anything, of course my wife would know, or ex-wife would know.
I got you.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to help you, Martell, because you said, how would she know? So I'm trying to help you.
No, okay.
Martell, listen, we're going to do the funky two-step right now. Why did you lose trust in Ariane when she shared with Carson what you and Melody had going on in your own private marriage? Did that make you feel some kind of way that Ariane would share that with Carson, that other girl that appeared on Love and Marriage Huntsville? How did you feel about that?
Hold on, I'm so sorry. What did she share with Carson?
You know what she shared now. Don't play with me, Martell Holt. How did you feel about Ariane taking your private marriage business to somebody she met on the internet? That had to made you feel some kind of way.
I think that Carson lied about things too. I don't think that, I know that, I take it back.
But how do you feel about people discussing your marital business how do you feel about Ariane discussing your marital business and what you had with your ex-wife with a complete stranger? And
I'll be real. I mean, that's disappointing, everybody makes mistakes. So, we'll leave it right there.
Yeah. Did you have a conversation about the way that backfired on you? Because it's not good right now.
Fake page and post what? I can create a fake page and post it. You know what I'm saying?
But how do you feel about Ariane just talking too much and oversharing? Sometimes
I'm not worried about that.
At all.
Some people, they make mistakes. That's taken care of, and some people just make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. What I'm talking about, everybody does.
Okay.
But that's beside the point. The major point is, Melanie could have called me, opposed to going online.
That's not her responsibility.
No.
Let's not do that. That's not her responsibility. If Ariane is having, let's not do that. Because Ariane is having a conversation that you don't know she's having, and Melody doesn't know she's having. You're both over here. That is not Melody's responsibility to pick up the phone to call you about what Ariane is doing. You don't even know.
So I guess you're not understanding what I was saying.
I'm following you. This is so deep, so twisted, and it could have been handled very nicely. Why have you hesitated to address Martell Holt's behavior? Forget the revenge P. What about all of the other things that he's done? Why have you failed to address Martell Holt's behavior? What level, what kind of low are you willing to go on network to keep and or put money in your pocket off of the hurt and the pain of Black women. Because we can assume that whomever he has harassed by way of communication must be an African-American woman. And at this point, I don't care who it is. I only care about your response and the actions that should be coming down the pipeline to address his behavior effective immediately. What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts? Okay. Yeah. Martell and his mistress are out of control, in my opinion. They are out of control, and they have corrupted the entire efforts of Love and Marriage Huntsville. This girl has been saying that y'all have been using her likeness. This girl has harassed everyone, from the cast members to the ex-wife to the children. And we're really talking about bringing her on the show, or the possibility, or allowing this man to ask for $1 million? Really? I don't know. But I do know I'll be watching. What about those of you tuned in? Own network, if you even think about putting that man back on the screen, I think I could safely say I have lost all respect for you as a network. At this point, pull the plug, start the new year off fresh, and let's be on to bigger and better things.
I heard about you. I was waiting on you at the door.
They call me a monster.
Okay, well then you ought to take it as a compliment.
I want to just turn the camera off and just walk away.